Hello, and welcome back to another paper miniature tutorial. I am very happy to have you here, because today we are making the final piece from my strawberry kitchen collection. Yes, we have reached the very last one. This is the 8th and final piece in the collection, and I have to admit, it feels a little strange to say that after spending so much time designing, printing, cutting, folding, and assembling all these little strawberry cabinets and shelves, today we are making the Open Credenza. It is the last piece, but I think it is a really nice way to finish the collection because it is a little different from the other cabinets. As always, I will guide you through the construction step by step, so you can simply take your time, enjoy the process, and build along with me. You can find the materials and tools you will need in the video description, so everything is easy to find before you begin. I also want to say a big thank you to everyone who has left comments, shared photos, and sent me messages about this collection. I have received so many lovely responses to the strawberry kitchen, and it makes me especially happy to see that you enjoyed this style. I was a little curious when I started this collection because I was not sure how people would react to such a sweet, colorful, strawberry-inspired kitchen. But apparently strawberries have a very strong fan club. And honestly, I completely understand. After seeing all these little red berries everywhere, I am starting to think that every kitchen should have at least one strawberry somewhere. Because of all your positive feedback, I am already thinking about creating a second version of this kitchen in a completely different color and theme. I would love to redesign the collection in a lemon style, with warm yellow tones, creamy wood, and a fresh vintage atmosphere. But that will be a project for another time. For now, we have one last strawberry piece to finish. For this final design, I wanted to make something that was a little bit like a chest or a small sideboard, but with more open space. Usually, when I design a chest of drawers, buffet, or cabinet, I tend to give it doors or drawers because I like the feeling of real furniture with plenty of storage. But this time I wanted to leave more of the interior visible. I imagined a piece where you could actually display little kitchen objects instead of hiding everything inside. So we have an open shelf in the middle, a large drawer at the bottom, and a generous top surface where you can place little dishes, jars, baskets, flowers, or anything else you would like to add to your miniature kitchen. I also really like the fact that the drawers can be opened. It gives the piece a little more life and makes it feel like a real piece of furniture, rather than just a decorative box. And of course, because this is the strawberry kitchen, it would have been impossible to finish the collection without a few strawberries on the furniture. At this point, I think they are officially part of the furniture construction process. Now, while you are building this piece, you can already start thinking about what kind of interior you would like to create around the whole collection. And this is actually one of my favorite parts of making miniatures. The furniture itself is only one part of the story. The walls, floor, curtains, dishes, flowers, textiles, and little accessories can completely change the feeling of the same furniture. For example, if you want a very soft and romantic country kitchen, I would choose warm cream or very pale pink walls, perhaps with simple wooden panels or a subtle floral wallpaper. For the floor, light aged wood would work beautifully. Add a small check tablecloth, a few ceramic dishes, some dried flowers, and perhaps a basket of strawberries, and you would have a very cozy country kitchen with a gentle vintage feeling. Another option would be a more classic French country or Provence-inspired interior. In that case, I would keep the walls warm and light, perhaps creamy white, dusty pink, or a very soft beige. The floor could be slightly darker aged wood, which would create a nice contrast with the pale walls. I would add vintage ceramics, small floral patterns, linen fabrics, and perhaps a little greenery. The red strawberry details on the furniture would then become small accents rather than the main color of the room. I think this could look especially beautiful if the rest of the interior is quite calm and neutral. And if you prefer something brighter and more playful, you could go in the opposite direction and make the strawberries the main theme of the room. Imagine very pale pink walls, a white or cream floor, red and white checked curtains, strawberry patterned dishes, little jars of jam, fresh strawberries in bowls, and perhaps a tiny strawberry cake sitting on the table. In that kind of interior, the whole collection could feel almost like a tiny summer kitchen. Very sweet, but still warm and vintage rather than overly colorful. I think the key is to keep the background light and use the deeper red only in small areas, so the room does not become too busy. You could also make the kitchen much more neutral and let the furniture do all the decorating. Cream walls, natural wood flooring, simple white curtains, and very few accessories would create a calm miniature space where the strawberry furniture becomes the main feature. This could be a really nice choice if you enjoy a more realistic dollhouse style. Sometimes you do not need to fill every shelf in every corner. Leaving a little empty space can actually make the furniture stand out more. Although, of course, I know how difficult it is to stop adding tiny accessories once you start. You put one little cup on a shelf, then you think, maybe one little jar would look nice here. And suddenly the entire kitchen needs a basket, 3 plates, a flower pot, and a tiny cake. This is how miniature kitchens happen. For the Open Credenza itself, I think the open shelf gives you a lot of opportunities for decorating. You could place a stack of miniature plates inside, a few little jars, folded kitchen towels, a basket, or small boxes. You could also leave the shelf almost empty and use it to display one beautiful miniature object. The large drawers at the bottom could be slightly open with a few tiny kitchen linens or other small items inside. And the top surface is perfect for creating a little still life arrangement. A vase with flowers, a bowl of strawberries, a ceramic pitcher, or a stack of dishes would all work beautifully. And now we have reached the end of the Strawberry Kitchen collection. 8 pieces, all designed to work together, but also to be used individually in your own miniature rooms. I really hope this collection has given you not only some new furniture for your dollhouse or diorama, but also a relaxing little crafting project to enjoy. There is something very satisfying about starting with a few printed sheets of paper and slowly turning them into a tiny piece of furniture. It takes a little patience, but in the end you have something that did not exist before you made it. And I think that is one of the nicest things about paper miniatures. Thank you so much for crafting with me throughout this collection, and thank you for all the wonderful feedback and encouragement. Your comments really do help me decide what I should create next. And who knows, maybe one day the Strawberry Kitchen will have a little lemon sister. But for now, I think it is time to give these strawberries a little rest. Take your time with this final piece, enjoy the process, and do not worry if everything is not perfect on the first try. The little imperfections are part of what makes handmade miniatures feel special. I hope you have a relaxing and enjoyable crafting session, and I will see you in the next collection. Happy crafting, and thank you for being here.